What's going on, everybody? This is Scott with GReviewz. Today, I've got a couple of my watches. I'm a big watch fan. I frankly feel naked without a watch on. And the only reason for purchasing this one was because I thought I lost this one. So let's start off with, in chronological order, the one that I bought first. So let's start off with the Casio SGW-100. As you can see there on the back, stainless steel, water resistant to 20 bar or approximately 100 meters. That is my understanding of it. If that's not correct, please correct me. I like learning. So, what's special about this watch? I wouldn't say it's particularly aesthetically pleasing. I mean, it's a handsome watch. It definitely looks rugged, right? It's not shiny, it's not flashy at all. Probably the most interesting couple features about that is this twin sensor, right? Is a compass and a thermometer, which I have found to be very, very accurate, but we'll get into that in a second. So it does have illumination feature, which I would consider it relatively bright. You can't really even see it on the on the screen without really turning this light off. There you go. Pretty dull, considering the new one. But so it's got that. It has your basic functions, right? It has world time, right? I think I have that set to Hong Kong or something. 12 hours ahead of our time right now. That makes sense. I'm in Eastern Standard. That would make sense. Stopwatch, typical stuff. Timer, your alarm. So other than that, pretty standard stuff. Probably the coolest button on this whole watch is right here. Wait till my camera focuses here. Comp, right? So that's the compass and the thermometer in one button. So let's hit that. So right now it's saying it's 81 degrees. And what you got to take from that is 81 degrees ambient temperature. And if it's on your wrist, the Casio says you have to have this thing off of your wrist for 30 minutes so it has an accurate temperature reading, because if your wrist is on the back of it, it's heating that metal plate up, the sensor's right on the other side of this this plate here. So with that being said, you do have to have it off your wrist. I haven't touched it, so I guess my house right now is a little bit hot, especially because my computer's in this room. It's possible. And then, like I said, once you have it on your wrist, that would heat up pretty quick, and I think that's pretty accurate. As far as the compass goes, I am currently looking, I would say west, and that way is north, so if I look that way, I mean, I would say it's pretty accurate. It's just please calibrate. So every about a month or so, it says please calibrate, and it basically just means kind of spinning the watch 4 times counterclockwise for that compass to calibrate itself. Other than that, I think I've had the watch probably, I'm going to say 2 years. The battery still running great. It does say battery life about 3 years, so probably sometime soon we'll have to replace it. And depending on how often you use those sensors, that battery could run out a lot sooner than that. But overall, like I said, I have gone diving with it. As you can see, it has a lot of salt water. That's why it's all, it has these little white specks everywhere. But overall, no wearing of any kind other than, maybe some couple dings here on the side. And that's just from treating it like a rugged watch, which it is a rugged watch. So it's certainly done the job that I've given it. Not very thick. It just might look like a chunky watch, but wait till I get to this one. This one's much more chunky. But anyway, so I would give this watch probably 8.5, maybe 9 out of 10 stars in terms of functionality. It's great. There's really not much that this watch doesn't deliver. The only thing I would really love to see is solar, but again, this is a $40 watch on Amazon, so I'm not going to expect solar from a $40 watch. If you step up to the Edifice series or something like that from Casio, you can start getting into that solar realm. But overall, very good watch. It looks handsome. It's not gonna win any hearts over its looks, but to the outdoorsman, it's a great watch. Highly recommended. Now, I only bought this watch because I thought I lost this one, and I couldn't find this for the longest time. And it was funny enough because I actually found it in my dive bag, because I do use this to dive with, to time my bottom time, things like that. So as you can see, the watch face of the SGW-100 is quite a lot larger as far as the diameter of the face goes than, which was watch model number W735H. Okay, so the face of it is substantially larger, but I think what you'll see is the thickness. The thickness of this one is slightly less than this. I mean, this is both of them are decently chunky watches, but I mean, you can kind of see there. It is significantly chunkier, but it is what it is. I mean, this one I personally would take in terms of aesthetics. I mean, it just looks, I don't know, more rugged. It looks just chunkier. It just looks better. It doesn't have the functionality that this watch does, and honestly, most of the stuff on the front of this face, the face of this watch, is kind of useless. I mean, these two little circles here just denote 10 seconds, so it's 5 seconds per circle, which doesn't really have much of a function. I mean, I guess it looks cool, but doesn't really do much. Obviously, it has your alarm. A couple cool features about this particular watch. It says Super Illuminator. Now, what does that mean? That means that it actually has an LED, right? So really, really bright, as opposed to this old school, I mean, you know, that versus that. I mean, a lot brighter, right? Very vibrant, very good light. So that's good. The other cool thing about this watch, as you can see in vibrant color, vibration alarm. What does that mean? That means rather than it making sounds for your alarm, it's going to vibrate your wrist. And what I'm going to try to do is I'll just put the timer on. If this thing focuses. Put the timer on for 10 seconds. I'll start that. And hopefully I'll get the thing close enough to the microphone where it'll actually, like, maybe hear it, maybe? I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it on a table here. Let's try that again. Hang on. 10 seconds. Let's see if it moves. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, moving a little bit. Ever so slightly. Obviously, it can't be a ridiculously powerful vibration, or the battery wouldn't last very long. And this apparently says a 10-year battery. So, we shall see. But overall, this is a great watch too. I mean, I've only had it for about a week, so I can't tell you about the ruggedness or the reliability of the watch. However, hopefully soon enough, I'll be able to tell you about those as well. You got timer, stopwatch, alarm, and basically a different type of time, right? So military time as opposed to normal time. But overall, a good looking watch. Just so you see both of them on my wrist in the video. I took pictures of it, but no, I'll just put both of them on my wrist just to kind of see. I have fairly small wrists, so just to kind of give you an idea, right? So this one's substantially more chunky, I personally just think it looks better, but like you said, it is pretty chunky. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Please like or subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching. Take care. It's Scott with GReviewz.